Hello and welcome to another week of The Parenting Business, the podcast that is all about being a business owner / manager and a parent and how you balance everything. Before we get on with the show, don't forget to follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Do also feel free to get in touch with your stories or top tips about how you balance your parenting business. You can either leave us a comment or drop us an email at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, if you do like what you hear, please share the podcast with other parents and business owners and leave us a 5-star review to help us spread the support. And with that bit now done, let's crack on with this week's show. So, hey Ben, how are you this week?
Greetings. Happy February.
Yes, happy February. January's done.
January's done. Those of you that did dry January, if you're inebriated at the minute, it may help, but well done for getting through it, I guess.
Did you do dry January?
I did dry January. I do dry everything. I'm all but teetotal.
You're pretty much the same as me. I thought you were.
Yeah, it's not a direct choice as such. It's just whenever you go out, I'm less bothered about a beer, and it's certainly not worth a hangover when you've got little ones running around. So tend not to bother.
Yeah. So what's been going on with your week? We have a guest joining us this week, so we'll come on to that shortly. But before we bring her on, let's have a quick chat about goings on with us too. We started last week with highs and lows, so tell me about your highs of the week.
I'm going to start the other way around. We'll start on the low and end on the high, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's cool by me.
So the low point, after having such an excellent swimming session, one of my little girls who was struggling a bit for confidence has really come out of her shell significantly after doing a little bit of being submerged for a few seconds at swimming. So other things she's done, like the dance class, she took part in every dance and did every clapping game and everything. She don't normally do that. Nursery, she's that little bit more out of her shell. She's that little bit louder, thankfully, wonderful. But she's that little bit more confident, I guess, is the word that we're getting there with. Yeah. So the low point was having swimming cancelled this week after spending all week looking forward to it and all week bigging it up. Well done, you. Let's go again. So, for fuck's sake. So that's quite disappointing because swimming gets cancelled quite a lot. I think it's the venue over the coach predominantly, but swimming gets cancelled a lot this last term. So a bit pissed off there. The high point, we went to see Mr. Tumble in concert yesterday, Sunday.
Yes.
We record this on a Monday. Went to see him on a Sunday. So we went to see him yesterday, although I know it's Justin Rocks is the show. I should imagine Mr. Tumble is BBC copyright. But it was fantastic. I'm not normally a show person. I don't like gigs. I'm not that keen. But this was really excellent. So that was definitely the high point. We took part in Nottingham's biggest okie dokie and things like that. It was quite good at getting the kids and the mums and dads, dads play the air guitar. It was quite interactive. So yeah, good fun was had by all.
Nottingham's biggest okie dokie.
The theatre concert hall was probably 2/3 full, and yeah, everybody's on the feet doing the okie dokie. Yeah.
Like it.
And all the head, shoulders, knees and toes and all that you do with Mr. Tumble.
What's really interesting is this week, your low and your high has both been family related, which is unusual for you. Usually you're coming in with businessy stuff and things going on with business, and this week it's both family.
Yeah, I think the swing is part of it because we had such a high from swimming last week, and that set the tone for one of my little girls pretty much for the whole week up until Saturday morning comes. Swimming's cancelled, so I guess now it's kind of setting the tone again for it not being so good, although that remains to be seen. It's still early days.
I find it quite tricky. Your girls are light routine, I'm guessing, with their age.
Yeah, very much so. I think one's on the is Asperger's on the autistic spectrum. I'm pretty confident of that, which we don't see that as a negative. We just have to tweak how we do things a little bit, and we're big on routine because of that.
When something like that happens, it seems to be happening a fair bit swimming. How do you actually manage the upset from them and the not the knockback, but the reaction?
We have to negate it by finding something else to do, whether it's we tried to go swimming just us, but it was full soft play or whatever. So to be honest, it was a bit grim outside. We just came back and played games. So distraction, that's not one of my favourite TV shows from the 90s. Distraction, but distraction is key there because if you can find something else and be a little bit excited about it, it negates the negative.
Yeah, it's finding something else to occupy them and take their mind off it.
Pretty much. And whilst I've just mentioned it, if anybody listening, Channel 4, Distraction, funniest thing you've ever seen on television. It's got to be up there. It's hilarious. Give it a go. Anyway, moving on, because we were told not to waffle.
I'd be interested for any listeners' views on how you manage disappointment with your child when things change, because then there's got to be different ways of doing it. And I'm very much like you in some respects. I try and use a distraction technique. There's got to be other ways, and I'm interested to share other ways with people and try other ways myself, because it can be pretty challenging.
Yeah. I mean, how you handle disappointments of dreary podcasts as well, maybe right in with that one. But on that note, I took some advice. You'll be very proud of me. You've said a couple of times, and you're quite right, I'm not really a podcast person, and I'm totally not. So part of the advice we got was we should try listening to good podcasts, right? I listened to a podcast this afternoon. I listened to Peter Crouch's podcast. So apparently that was quite good. So I thought I'd give that one a go.
I've never listened to Peter Crouch's podcast. Is it
Dull
worth
as dishwater? Nope, absolutely not. But I think but this comes down to our business as a whole. Who's your target market? I like football. Yeah. I'm not massively bothered about stories from Stoke City, Liverpool, England, etc. I'm not that fussed. So I'm not the target market. They had one of the brothers from the Mumford and Sons on. Quite like Mumford and Sons. Played some good music. Mm-hmm. Don't care in the slightest where he went on holiday. So I think if you're really into the subject matter, it'd be brilliant. I'm just not really into the subject matter. I quite like some of the podcasts where I learn things. So I can listen to Rory Sutherland all day long. But that's about it, really. So I gave it a go. I'll happily keep trying. Your turn. Low point of the week.
Well, we digress. Yeah, so low point of the week. It's been a bit of an up and down week. I've been feeling busy but flat. It's been one of those weeks where I've just felt a little, for want of a better word, meh.
Mm-hmm.
And I get them now and again, and I know that it's just generally to do with my kind of mental health. And I'm sure lots of people get them, but I don't know, it was just a really flat week for me mentally. I was busy, but I wasn't motivated to be busy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Running around a lot, but the result isn't instantly seen. You're not sat there cheering for a cracking week and you've billed shitloads or you've achieved this or finally got that done. It's fine, coasted through, but one of them.
Yeah, I did achieve. I absolutely achieved, but I still felt really flat.
Okay.
And I suppose quite lonely is not the right word, but I live day to day by myself when my daughter's not here, know, and yes, I speak to my partner every day, video calls, this, that, and the other, and yes, I go to work. But yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those weeks where it was a bit flat. I'm kind of pretty much over it now.
You had the disappointment of not going away for the weekend, because you told us last week you were meant to be going away for the weekend, but your dog sitter couldn't.
Yeah, and I think that might have hit it a little bit.
I'm a bit disappointed. Yeah.
That might have hit it a little bit and started it off. But I think everybody goes through highs and lows, and it was just one of those sort of low to middle weeks.
Let's talk about your highs then.
Highs have been quite good, I suppose. I managed to get bargain on Facebook Marketplace.
Many bargains on Facebook Marketplace. What did you get?
There is. I got a new single bed for my daughter. Great condition and almost brand new. Well, it looks almost brand new. It's been used. IKEA bed, IKEA mattress, £45. I'm one for a bargain. And I was really pleased with that.
Oh, good. Lots of bargains on Facebook Marketplace. There's a children's petrol quad bike on Facebook Marketplace at the minute.
Okay.
Going cheap. Get in touch.
Are you looking at it?
No, I'm trying to flog it. Come and take it off my hands. It's in my bloody way. Anyway, we're waffling. Move it on.
Yeah,
don't waffle.
I've got a load of stuff listed as well. So I've started to put all of the old kid stuff on eBay, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
just to have a bit of a clear out. It was one of those weekends where I thought, because I wasn't away, I need to try and be productive.
Yeah.
And everything's up there. Baby gates. I've got the old toddler bed. I've got all sorts. And I chuck a lot of stuff on Vinted. If you're short on cash, Vinted, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, just have a look through and you can get some bargains. And what I tend to do is use the money I make from selling things on Vinted and Facebook Marketplace, eBay, things that we don't want, to buy new things that we do want. I'd much rather buy secondhand for a lot of stuff, certainly with kids, because they either break it, not intentionally, but they either break it or they grow out of it in 6 months, a year, whatever. Well, I'm not going to spend a fucking fortune on stuff that is either going to get broken or not used after 6 months.
Quite right. Do you know what else made me happy this week?
Go on then.
We got some answers to our why questions from last week. So if you didn't listen to last week's we had a feature where the annoying little questions your 4-year-olds give you that you can't have are too tricky to answer. And we put a few on. The one that perplexes me is why Mickey Mouse doesn't wear a top and Donald Duck doesn't wear trousers.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other one is, we got asked on the way to nursery, why is the moon in the sky? And I've got a couple of answers to both. I'll just shoot through them quickly.
Yeah.
So, somebody wrote in, Steve, thank you for this. The moon goes round the world, but it's so big and so heavy it has to stay in the sky so it doesn't bump into anybody. It doesn't bump into houses or trees. Brilliant.
Okay,
yeah. That's how a 4-year-old can handle that. Slightly more technical. Somebody said to me that someone else sent in that because the moon controls the tides, we can't make sandcastles with dry sand. So the tide goes in and out, so we could make sandcastles in wet sand.
Okay, so
the moon is what pulls the tide, which is true. So there's an element of science in there. They might be a little bit advanced for the likes of me and my 4-year-olds, but on the right lines there.
I don't know. I think you underestimate a 4-year-old. I think they would get that. They would get that the moon controls the sea.
Yeah. No flies on my 4-year-old. So the questions that I've got that came at me this week, there was one that there's one in particular I'm going to ask the listeners, but to begin with, my 4-year-old's toddle over, why are some of the numbers on your screen red, Daddy? Those of us that play with stock markets will understand that one.
Okay, I understand it now.
And the answer was simple. When we play games, sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. When we win, it's those green ones. And when we lose, it's those red ones. Done. Happy with that. We went off to play. My girls have started getting a little bit sassy. Not that this is a question as such, but we've come back from nursery calling people poopy head and all that stuff, which is a bit like, right, trying to drill that one out of you. But then one of my girls had a little hair coming out of her fringe, so I went just to swipe across to get rid of the hair out of her fringe. And she turned around and says, keep your hands to yourself, Daddy. So that's obviously nursery. They've got that one in. Keep your hands to yourself, Daddy.
Why do you want to stop the girls being sassy? What's wrong with them?
I don't know. I'm fine with that.
Heads?
I want to stop. I don't like poopy heads. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Do you want to be called a poopy head?
Hey, my daughter calls me a poopy head all the time.
Yeah, I need to get that out of them. The rest of it, some of it's quite funny. It's quite cheeky. Well, that's right. She told us to chill out because we're saying, keep tidying these toys up before dinner. Come on, tidy your toys up. She said, chill out, Mummy. Yeah. Try not to.
You wait until they're 14, 15, or maybe even before. Calling someone a poopy head will be the least of your problems.
Oh, I'm sure it will. But the question we're going to go with, listeners, and I'm very keen for this one. Daddy, why don't you have any hair?
I've got my 2 answers.
Go on.
I think my initial 2 answers are, 1, because Daddy's a really good boy and Mummy keeps patting him on the head and wears his hair out.
That's where the halo used to sit when I was growing up. Go on. Yeah.
The other one, if you want to be a little bit harsher, is because I have you 2 as children and I keep pulling my hair out.
I'll probably go with that one. That one's quite good. You've got that to beat, listeners. Daddy pulls his hair out because you 2 wind him up. That's the yardstick.
Right. On that note, let's move on and let's have a chat with Sarah from Actifire.
This week we have the lady who delivers peace of mind nationwide, fire safety goddess, Sarah Armson. Good evening.
I like that.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm using that.
You use that. You use that. Might be the only thing you managed to use tonight, but we'll start waffling and we'll see how we go. So, without trying to be too much Michael Aspel and This Is Your Life, you basically ensure fire safety for businesses and a few feathers in your cap. Cadbury's World, for example. You started 2-3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And you are one of the busiest buzzy bees I've come across. You do quite a lot of charity work. And do you have 2 children yourself? Is it 3?
Three daughters.
3 girls. I'm blessed with 2 girls,
Wow.
but 3 would push me over the edge. God bless your husband. Happily married?
Yeah. I said that like I was hesitating.
Yeah,
didn't I?
you
No.
had to think about if you're happy or not, but you are married. That'll do. We'll take that. So why not start at the beginning? What got you into the world of work where you are?
Yeah, March 25 was when I left full-time employment for the non-security of working for my own business. Myself and my business partner both went into Actifire full-time from that point. So that was terrifying.
Done.
I needed a push. I wouldn't have done it naturally. I'd have waited till there was millions in the bank before I was going to go.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I was sitting in the car at lunch to make calls, and then I was using annual leave to go to meetings. I was very lucky because where I was working, I did slowly reduce my hours and then carried on consulting for a little bit for them. But yeah, it was a scary push that I needed, and I've not looked back since. I love it.
Good for you.
Absolutely love it.
And what were you doing before this, Sarah?
So my background for the last nearly 20 years has been manufacturing fire doors.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of a slight sidestep into the whole world of fire safety as a broader picture. Our first customer was Cadbury's World.
That was your first customer?
My first customer, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
dealt with them. I manufactured some doors for them. So was already kind of speaking to them via the factory. And as soon as they heard myself and Kieran were doing other aspects of fire safety, they were straight on board, and we still do them now. So yeah.
So
and
Kieran's
Warwick
your
Castle,
business
they
partner?
then recommended. Kieran's my business partner,
Business
not my
partner,
husband.
not your life
There's a
partner.
lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people assume that he is.
Make that assumption. Yeah.
It's a bit like having 2 husbands at times. But
I don't know how to respond to that. Actually, 2 husbands. Speaking of my marriage, is everybody's dream.
I was going to say, I'm sure one husband's probably enough.
Yes, 1 is enough.
So what led you to take the leap?
Kieran.
He pushed it,
Yeah, Kieran.
So how did that come about?
He'd been on at me for a while, to be honest. He was in a slightly different position to me because he'd already left the business anyway before me. So he was already working more hours. I mean, he was right in hindsight, but at the time he didn't feel like it. But he was of the opinion, this isn't going to grow anymore without you in it. So we had the conversation. He convinced me one evening. We were working till like 9, 10 at night. And then 6 o'clock the next morning, I walked in and handed my notice in and haven't really looked back. But I would have waited for everything to have been a lot more black and white and secure before.
Would you ever got there? Perfect never comes, as they say. Wouldn't have got there.
No.
So glad he gave you a tug.
Because I did enjoy my job as well. I think that was the other thing. I did enjoy what I was doing. I enjoyed the company that I was working for, the direction that we were going. It was a new door manufacturer. So I did enjoy what I was doing and the people I was working with. So I think if I'd have not liked my job, I think I'd have jumped a little bit quicker. But because I was enjoying it, I always felt like, well, I could do both.
Yeah.
How old are your children, did you say?
So I've got 3 daughters, 17, 12 and 10.
Okay. How did your working, the hours you're working, affect them?
To be honest, my whole life, I've always had a minimum of 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. I've been a youth worker for 20 years. So I work in a youth club in Mansfield. So I've worked evenings a lot anyway. I suppose the difference is I'm kind of in the house a little bit more now when I'm working. So they're very used to mum being out the house. Even like when I was on maternity leave or whatever, I still always had bar work or I was youth working, or they're very used to me working a lot. But yeah, they're all right with it. I mean, now it's a little bit easier because they're older.
Yes.
They get it. They understand. When they were younger, again, like I say, they were always. I'm very lucky as well with family as well because I've always had childcare lined up.
Okay.
Great mother-in-law, my mum, my sister. I don't really struggle, so I've always worked. I've always, like I say, minimum 2 jobs ever.
And that family support aspect is crucial to achieve.
Massive. I mean, even now they're older. If anything, it gets a little bit harder because, like, some evenings I'm supposed to be in 2 places at once at 6:00. My husband doesn't finish work until 6:00, and then there's swimming and football training at 6:00 at 2 ends of Mansfield at the same time. So I have to rope mum in or whatever.
That's the one. How you keep grafting what's going to football training and whatever else. Swimming, was it? Football training?
Yeah,
youth
well,
club,
swimming lessons, I can sit with my laptop while they're doing
Of course,
swimming.
yes. Okay.
But yeah, at football training, I'll try and do a couple of calls while she's training, and then it never stops. But I won't have it any other way, to be honest. That was my main motivation because I've always worked hard, or like always worked a lot of hours, always gone over and above what is expected within a role, really, just because of the way I am. If I'm doing something, I'm doing it. Whereas my motivation was I'm fed up of doing it for other people. That was my main motivation. If I'm going to work this hard and I'm going to work this many hours, I'm working as many hours as business owners do. But the difference was it was always for somebody else, whereas now it's for me and my family. So that's my main driver and always has been, really. When we started Actifire, I spoke to my husband about it, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. And then when it came to us, Kieran reckons I should quit work and do Actifire. And he's like, right, okay. And I was like, oh. And then but his words were, if anyone's going to do it, you are. And if you don't succeed, it wouldn't be through lack of trying. So I'm very lucky, really. He's never questioned anything once, even though I don't really bring anything home at the minute.
And how did that pressure feel to you?
Well, I sold a rental property just to tide me over for a little bit. But that's about gone now. So I'm starting to feel it now. That lasted 12 months or so. And now it's balancing the books during the day for the business, and then it's balancing the books at night for my bank account. And especially after Christmas, I think, even though I reined it in massively this Christmas, there's still 3 kids and nieces and everybody else that goes with it. Yeah, the pressure's starting to feel now, but luckily we're growing nicely. I think come the summer, it will all right itself and that pressure will be alleviated. I'm sure it moves to somewhere else, but
Yeah, it's always there, isn't it?
yeah, it will always be there, I'm sure, yeah.
One thing that springs to mind about your industry, with it being fire safety, is it's not seasonal, it's not a fad, it's not a capex spend which they could take forever deciding on. If you don't have this, it's a compliance thing. If you don't have this, you potentially are going to have a sizable health and safety fine. Equally, people are presumably sleeping better at night knowing their premises are up to scratch.
I like to think so. We like to work with businesses as well and not just say, right, do this, here's a bill, walk away. We try and work with people, especially smaller businesses that don't quite understand what they're supposed to do and not expected to do. And sometimes when you're a tenant, you've still got certain things that you need to be doing. So we try and work with people, but we're obviously doing something right because every single customer from 2024 renewed with us in 2025.
Did they?
Well, one lady. And that was because she wasn't in the business, she wasn't doing it anymore. So we're obviously doing something right by what we do, try and work with people. So I like to think people sleep better, but there's also a lot of people that just don't bother, which is scary. I think people think it's really expensive and it doesn't need to be. If you just chip away at little things and keep on top of it, it shouldn't be a big hefty bill. Not for smaller businesses anyway.
You mentioned earlier about juggling work and family life and, football and swimming and whatever else is going on. How do you manage it then? You've got a supportive family, but how do you make sure that you stay connected with the girls, with your husband? Do you have set time that you put aside for just that? Or are you in that phase with a growing business of just work full throttle for the next kind of year or two?
Both. I'd say I work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
We do manage to squeeze in quite a few holidays during the year, whether it's a weekend. Cousin lives in Jersey, so we're off there to see him in May. He's having a baby. So we don't do bad. we have a lot of holidays. I tend not to work Saturdays. Saturdays is because I'm a big football fan as well. So I go and watch football on a Saturday. So I tend not to work on Saturdays. I try and keep away from the laptop. There might be a bit of life admin because that's also nearly a full-time job. Reading dojos and every other letter that comes from school on a hourly basis. But no, I do keep Saturdays free. We'll have a film night, Saturday night. Used to be a takeaway, but we don't do the takeaway anymore because we've cut that out with reining in the finances.
Yeah.
I would say I do work hard, play hard. I enjoy to go out. I enjoy to see my friends. And yeah, the support network there, we couldn't do it. Me and my husband like to go out quite a bit. But again, like I say, we've never struggled for babysitters. We're very, very lucky. I am aware how lucky we are. We have friends that can't come out for a drink with us both at the same time. So one of them has always got to be with the children because they don't have that support network. But I'm very lucky.
We have to administer chakra torture to get someone to come and babysit ours. It's quite a challenge. So but I think you must be amongst the most organised person I know. Either that or have a photographic memory.
Oh, I haven't got a photographic memory, but I have a lot of notes. I write everything down. Yeah, I do like organisation. I do like things ticked off. I do like to finish a job. Yeah.
You get a lot more done that way, I've sort of found, and I'm shit at it, but I'm trying, and I tend to.
Yeah, if somebody could tell Kieran that'd be great because he's the complete opposite to how I work.
Yeah. Is he a bit more laid back and don't worry about it? Type personality.
Yeah. Unless you give him a deadline. If you give him a deadline, you'll never miss a deadline. But yeah, if it's just do this, and that, I have to manage it.
Manage him as well.
But yes, I am very organised. Everything's always planned in advance.
So by the sound of things, do you run the back office of Actifire?
Yes. Yeah. So everything. I do all the marketing, accounts, sales, admin. Yeah. All the office backroom stuff. And then Kieran is pricing and the carrying out of work on site along with an engineer that we work with.
You're nationwide?
We are, yes.
I heard.
We go to Scotland in a couple of weeks and
are you really?
Gloucester last week. So yeah, all over the place.
Wow.
All over the place. You're getting around.
There must be times when the stress does take its toll on you, either work, family, or both. What do you do to escape it?
Go and swear at football matches is probably.
Swear at football matches.
I'm a Mansfield Town supporter, so there's a lot of opportunities to do some swearing.
Yeah. And you don't know, I was reading the other day, didn't you have a good result the other week?
Yeah, we beat Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
In the cup.
In the cup.
So yeah, let off some steam that day. Husband picked the kids up and I stayed out. So yeah, I have no problem with letting my hair down when I need to.
Yeah. I've heard about your charity dues, actually. Tell me about your last charity do.
Oh yeah, so I'm also the co-founder of a CIC called Gardens of Giving. So in a nutshell, we take manufacturing waste and we turn it into planters by working with Portland College. The students there turn them into planters. Then we donate the planters with compost and seeds or growing tools or whatever people need to get people outside, really. We work with Jigsaw Homes. They've got some where their residents maintain them. And then we've got a couple of allotments, charity allotments, some schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and any excess produce that people grow. So the schools, if they grow during the 6-week holidays, nobody takes the produce. So we get the produce to take it to food banks. So yes, so there's that as well. But I did organise party bingo night. It was our second one, November last year. I remember the first hour and then after that it kind of ran itself, but it was a great night.
all a bit of a blur.
Yeah. Made 750 quid though.
You did very well.
When you say
750
you remember the first hour, was that through inebriation or just complete shutdown?
Yeah.
I know the answer.
No, yeah. Well, I was having a couple of drinks before because I get really nervous. You know, like when you have your own birthday party and you panic, nobody's going to turn up. I'm a bit like that. And I've been mortified because, I mean, don't get me wrong, most people in the room are friends and families or their friends and things like that. So, but there are general public there as well who have got no idea who we are. We've just come along to a party bingo night to raise some money. So, yeah, but I'm terrified of people coming and then sitting there bored or going home. Well, that was rubbish.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't sleep for a couple of days before because I really panic. And then I was there all afternoon getting it ready. So I was like, I'll have one to calm my nerves. So by the time everybody had arrived, I'm right 3 pints in.
Yeah. How was the feedback? Did you upset anybody? Or are they all
No,
they all
no,
loved it? The hostess
no.
with the hostess.
Everybody loved it. Everybody's
Good.
asked when are we doing it again this year. They would want to
Okay.
get the tickets, and we raised a good amount for a charity. So
750 quid's pretty good haul for a charity. For a
yes, yeah,
gang of prats on the piss.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it
good
was
for
a
you.
good night.
Good. What else
I'd
do you do?
love
I
to
know there's more
organise
that you do.
something bigger.
Yeah?
I want
What are
to
you going to do?
organise
Come on,
like
let's do
I
it.
want to organise like a festival or something
A
like that.
festival?
Mini
Well, you want to have an
family
all-day event?
festival and
Yeah.
yeah,
You need more than
get all
bingo. What else
kids
are you going to do?
involved.
Yeah. I think brainstorm it now. What else can you
Yeah,
do?
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
brainstorm it now.
Problem is with things like that, you need the money in the first place
How
to
much
be
do you
able
need?
to put it on to then get your money back.
How much do you need?
But it feels a bit of a gamble to use the charity's money. And I need a
But
location. I just want it on like a farm. I want it quite rustic, nothing dead. No,
Yeah.
not Glastonbury. Just want a
No, let's
field.
not get
Everyone
carried away.
comes.
Yeah.
Maybe even
Yeah.
camps. Everyone brings their own little tent
Camps.
and we all just camp for a night.
Mm.
Just because the whole ethos of our charity is to get people outdoors. So that's what we want to do. But let's
Sounds
see.
like my wedding
It's
now.
just time as well. It's just time to organise these
It
things.
takes a bit of doing, doesn't it?
so in your
Yeah.
ideal world for an event like that, what you need, because there might be somebody listening, what you
Yes.
need
might.
is a corporate sponsor and someone with a
Yeah.
farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Job done.
How much would the corporate sponsor have to put in? Because there might be a couple listening.
I don't know. I've not. It's only an idea.
Ah,
Is
what's
this
wrong
getting
with it?
less?
If you want to corporate sponsor Sarah's idea, write in.
Yes, that would be great.
We've got 2-3 listeners now, haven't we? So
We have. And if you email us at podcast@parentingbusiness.com, then we can pass on details. Absolutely.
Bro, amazing. Thank you. Yeah. We are looking for people that can help make the planters. We've got a waiting list for planters. Portland College can only do so much. So if there is anybody, we get the timber, we've got the screws and everything. We just need people to use their imagination because the planters aren't uniform. Depends what timber we got donated as to what type of planters we make. People can get creative. So it could be a man with a shadow ex-joiner who wants to make us some, or colleges or anything like that. But yeah, if there was anybody that wanted to help make the planters, that would be amazing.
Well, we'll make sure we put links in and let people get in touch. And
we'll see.
it's a good cause. So let's see if we can get you some more support for the charity.
Oh, thank you. That'd be great.
That's right. When was your event last year? What sort of time of year was it?
It was November, but I boo-booed a little bit because
November.
it was the
Oh, you didn't.
weekend. Yeah, well, it was the weekend before bonfire night. So bonfire night was like the Wednesday, and
Yeah.
I'd done it the Saturday before, and it
Okay.
turned out it clashed with a couple of local events. I think we might have had more people walk in and buy tickets if I'd have picked a different.
Okay.
But an event down the road had got their bonfire night Halloween party thing, so I
Okay.
think I'd go. It'd be about October, I think.
October.
We'll do it
So
again
if you listen to this and want to drop Sarah a follow, start looking at her accounts in September time,
Yes,
something like that, and we'll pull along in October time.
bro. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, we'll all get pissed up with and chuck a few quid in, can't we? For
Yeah, I think we can.
Kill two birds, one
Yeah, of course we
stone.
can. 2 birds. Exactly right. Exactly right. So what's the future hold for you in Actifire?
But we're hoping to employ this year, which
Okay.
again scares me.
It is very scary, but it's worth it because at the minute you're doing 10-hour days. You said.
Yeah. The plan is to employ maybe part-time in the office and a full-time engineer. Yeah, and then just to keep growing. Really, we won a nice big contract last year, which will double our turnover for last year. So
Okay, that's good.
we're already on the right direction. I've invested heavily on systems last year as well.
Yes.
So it felt like everything was very manual.
Yes.
was doing
Not
everything
many
in
people do
Excel.
that. Well done, you.
If I'd dropped off the edge of the earth for a week, nobody else would have known how to.
Yeah.
Nothing ticked by without me doing it.
Yeah.
So worked closely with a company last year who white label CRM system with text reminders and things like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. People only need us once a year.
Yeah. And it's
So,
easy to forget. where you're up to.
So it's that automatically keeps little touch points in for me throughout the year. Is there anything that you need and things like that? So yeah, worked heavily on that last year, which was good timing really, because then this big contract came on in November. The system was about found some more bugs, obviously, the more you use it, but that's gone really well. So hopefully we're ready to scale a little bit more now this year. And then the next aim would be for Kieran and I to start taking a livable wage.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's all going in the right direction. It's nice.
We all do it, and we all pay ourselves fuck all for the first few years, and it's a bit of a, how would you say, Stu? It's a bit of a mindset shift as much as anything.
I think
Because
it is.
really,
I think it's...
you should pay. It's not an ideal world, but when you start to, so at the minute you're a plane taking off, and you do whatever you can to get the engines burning and get some lift off, and then when you level off, you kind of want to be paying yourself first. It's a mindset shift because there's always something else to buy until you get to that point.
There was always something. So we got to that point a while ago, and then we bought a van and got the van all marketed, all the logos and everything on it, got the van all wrapped. Like, yeah, okay, that was that. And then in the summer, a little bit earlier than we'd planned in terms of when we wanted to do it, but a unit came up. So literally, Kieran and I live half a mile away from each other, or maybe a mile away from each other, and the unit's half a mile from each of us. It was a unit to one side with a little office kitchen and a bathroom to the other. It was just ideal. And Kieran found it and he's like, it's going to be great. And technically, it was probably 6 months too early.
Yeah.
But it's needed some TLC. It's been hard work. 1 a.m. finishes, and because we'd set ourselves a target of being in by Christmas. So the night before we broke up for Christmas, we were there till 1 a.m. painting and putting things up. But we're in now and it's brilliant. It was a tad too early. So yeah, we'd have probably got to a point where we could start paying ourselves this new year. But that shifted now probably 4 months because we invested in that, which was the right thing to do. But it was just, it was too good an opportunity for us not to have that. It's walkable for us. It's walkable for our children from school. It was just the perfect spot, really.
The right sort of place and the right sort of size and price, and it all fitted together. So
right size rent. So we've had to dig deep to renovate it all because it was literally, there were mouldy walls and no ceiling and no plumbing and no heating, and it was an old bike storage shop previously, so there wasn't much in there, but it's lovely now. It's a really nice place to work. And Kieran and I previously were just living on WhatsApp.
Yep.
And I'd WhatsApp him 15 times a day and then he'd reply, we were just back and forth like that. Whereas now, like today, we've just been sat in all day, had a nice meeting with our web guy, and it's just aids that communication a lot more. So actually, I don't feel like I need to work this evening.
Good.
Because the pair of us were sat together, productive, we did it, whereas sometimes we'd have to sit on the phone till late at night and things like that. But it was the right time for it. So as soon as we got to that point where we could have started taking it, something else has come up and out it goes again.
Yeah.
And when you can slowly start to do a little bit less and less and less, do you feel almost the fog is clearing and the pressure is lifting?
I feel guilty.
Guilty? Why guilty?
Okay.
I'd get mum guilt if I don't do mum stuff enough, and sometimes if I don't put the laptop on at night, I do feel guilty. I feel like, I know I need to do this, I need to do that, but I'm going to sit here and scroll for 3 hours.
Because your brain is trained to keep cracking on even though you don't need to.
I struggle to switch off, whether that's switching off from being mum. If I'm sat watching a film with the kids, no, I don't struggle with that.
Okay.
If I just sit down for 10 minutes and end up for an hour scrolling as you do, then I feel guilty after that. I was like, oh, that was not productive.
Yeah, but maybe it's your switch off time.
Maybe. I do love to read, so I do enjoy reading. I always read before I go to bed. That's my off button.
Okay.
That is my off button. I struggle to fall asleep. I was like, oh, did I do this? Ooh, sandwiches tomorrow. Or did I sort mum to pick her up? And I didn't send that quote. Or like, we're reading for 10 minutes before I go to sleep is my off button, definitely.
Okay. You engross yourself in a fiction.
Yeah, anything. I read anything. Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask, actually. You mentioned reading. What do you read? What have you got on at the minute? Is it fiction? Is it non-fiction? Is it
Thursday Murder Club I'm on at the moment, which is absolutely brilliant. My last book was oversubscribed, Daniel business book. I forgot his name. Dan Priestley.
Oh, okay.
I'll look that one up.
About creating demand for your business.
Yeah.
He does 2. Key Person of Influence, I think was his other one, which I loved. So I'll whatever I've got at the time, I'll read. I'm not. Don't mind if it's business, because even though, I mean, the business ones do sometimes get the cogs whirring and you do start thinking. But it's different because you can just quickly jot down what you've thought and then that's it. It's gone. But yeah, Thursday Murder Club at the minute, I'm loving.
Yeah. You sound like your enthusiasm has made you into almost a bit of a workaholic. Were you this much of a, I suppose, passionate workaholic before you had Actifire? You said you were always into it and you're often working, but are you more so now? It's your business.
I definitely enjoy it more. See, I always enjoyed all my jobs. I've never had a job that I didn't like, but I like not having to check with anyone and I like it being my choice. Whereas in previous jobs, it felt like I work them. I always work on an evening. So if somebody if somebody rings on an evening, I had to answer it because it was kind of expected of me. Whereas now it's very much the ball's in my court and I decide what I want to do. And if actually I do want to have an afternoon off in the summer holidays to go and sit on the park with the girls, can. I don't get guilt from not working when I'm doing mum. I get guilt from not doing either.
Yeah.
If I'm not working or I'm not being mum, I get the guilt. I'm probably not very good at making time for me is probably where I struggle. But I've always worked ridiculously hard and I've always worked extra and I always give everything to whatever I'm doing, which was why my husband hit the nail on the head really when he was like, well, you do it anyway. If anyone's going to do it, you are. And it won't be through lack of trying. So
Yeah.
I get what he means, yeah. But I'm very lucky as well in like with how me and Kieran work. We work well together. He doesn't ever, he's got 3 kids. He has never and never would say to me, why are you sat on the park? It's working hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very lucky in that. I don't feel any pressure from him to work these hours. I do it for me. And also because I like things done. If the inbox isn't done at the end of the day, if that inbox has got unread emails in it, drive me insane. I have to do things and get it done and then clean slate for the next day. Doesn't always work like that, but I do try to.
So you're an inbox zero kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep these clients happy, they come back, won't they? As is shown, you said earlier, everybody bar one came back.
Yeah, I just like looking after people. That's always been my passion. Whatever job it is, it's always about looking after people, whether that's a customer or whether it was people in the factory that I was working in or whatever it was always about people. Like apprentices, every apprentice I've ever had has always gone on to do good things. So it's things like that. Yeah, it's always people driven, my motivation, really.
20 years a youth worker.
Yeah.
How's that challenge you?
To be honest, youth work's not too bad. I mean, it used to be a lot harder. Youth work's changed in the way we deliver it now. I mean, I've been there for 20 years this year. We used to get 80 plus kids in the youth club. Used to be manic. Couldn't really do any youth work. It was more about firefighting.
Yeah.
Just making sure there weren't any fights going on in one corner that you didn't know about and just getting everybody in and out safely was kind of, because there would only ever be 4 staff between 80 kids. So yeah, that was a laugh. Whereas this weekend I worked, we only got 5. So it's just very different now. They don't need to come out to socialise. They can socialise in their own homes.
Says 3 people sat on Zoom having a natter.
I was going to say, kids now socialise using social media rather than in real life. I came from a youth work background myself. So I used to work in youth clubs and used to work for a national voluntary youth club charity. And I think it has changed a lot. Bringing that onto your own girls, do you think that they work in the same way as the young people in your youth club, or have you tried to kind of separate them from a lot of that sort of stuff? There's a lot of things at the moment with kind of social media and young people on social media and it affecting mental health. How do you kind of manage that with your girls, because they're all of that exact age?
Yeah, it's difficult as well. Like, so I did really well with no screen time for years. I did really well. And then lockdown came and then everything was on the screen from then. I mean, we still now have screen time. So an alarm goes off at 6:45 and they have to come off their screens and we will sit and watch telly. Now, I know it's moving from a screen to screen, you could say, but the difference is it's social. We all sit together. Like they're into Benidorm at the moment. I mean, a lot of the innuendos are going straight over their head, thank God.
Yeah.
But we sit together and we all watch it together. Social media is just a difficult one. Like my youngest is on TikTok and she's only 10. My eldest, there was no way she would have been on TikTok at 10. But because
Yeah.
she's got older siblings, well, they're on it.
Yeah.
All her friends are on it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. We do sit every night. I mean, we do a lot of training, obviously, with youth work, and I'd sit there and I'll make sure I know everybody who they're connected with for whatever reason, but they're only on TikTok. They're on no other social media. Eldest, obviously, I can't. She's 17. I can't really. And I can't really check hers anymore neither. I kind of have to let her go with it. But yeah, it's just all I can do is keep reiterating. Don't add anyone you don't know. Don't ever meet anyone that you've met on social media. Don't send any pictures. All you can do is, but yeah, luckily they've never broke my trust on it. I've never come across anything. If anything, I have more problem with WhatsApp groups.
Right.
Okay.
They get added into a WhatsApp group with 20 other people. Fair enough, they're all people from their year or their class or whatever. But my God, can it get bitchy? So-and-so said this, now they're saying that. And so-and-so's kicked me out. They've kicked me out of the group. I don't know what you want me to do. They've not really done anything wrong. But yeah, that WhatsApp groups. But we've found a setting, actually. You can set that you accept before you get put into a group, which I didn't know existed. So somebody tries to add you in a group with, I think there were various settings. It was like either 3 or more people, or there were numbers in there that weren't in your phone book. You have to okay. But they also found it a bit overwhelming in groups of that size. So they found it a relief when they were like, no, my mum says I can't go in big WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
Was that with the constant notifications and that sort of thing?
Just and then they're spamming. Yeah. Constant notifications and the need to keep reading them all. It was a bit like reading school dojos. It were a full-time job.
Yeah. See, this is interesting because our girls are 4. So this is a few years down the line, but I have no clue what I'm going to do when I get to that.
If you want any advice, right, there is a fantastic charity called Positive Social. They're on LinkedIn. There's websites. They do online free parenting classes. They go into schools. They teach young people about more the addiction side to social media. So not the stranger danger, more about the dopamine and that need for likes and not to believe everything that you see. Positive Social, they're called. They are brilliant. They're a charity as well, but they go into secondary schools. They do free parenting classes, and I did several. Mark Saxby, who runs it, he delivers it in a very entertaining way. But yeah, that is worth doing. Any parent or anybody. He was the one who taught me about the WhatsApp. They have to accept to be in the WhatsApp group, what to look out for as parents, and yeah, it's very good. So yeah, worth checking that out.
I think that's a brilliant kind of piece of advice because I'm sure there's so many parents that go through that kind of social media hell.
It changes so much as well. You think you've got it all sussed, and you're like, and then a new platform comes up, or the privacy settings have changed. But this teaches you about as well, like the algorithm. So if you get down a hole, say you're not feeling very up one day and you end up watching lots of depressing videos, your algorithm will then keep showing you more and more and more and more depressing. So it's about recognizing, right, okay, I don't really like what you're showing me today. And it tells you how to reset it. So then you'll go back to seeing your people falling over and stuff.
Your cat videos.
Cat videos, yes, I love a cat video.
Yeah. But it's a scary one because you hear all the stories in the papers of something such as run off or worse or whatever. And Christ, that could be happen to anybody. So, Positive Social, we'll keep that one in mind.
Yeah, honestly, they're brilliant. Very, very good.
Absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
For any parent, they're amazing, the resources that they've got.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that your new office location, it's walking distance for you and it's walking distance for the girls from school. So how much do the girls know about what their mum does day to day, and do they come in to work with you at times then and get to experience bits of what you do?
They do, yeah. The youngest isn't bothered. The oldest is certainly not bothered. She could not care less. The middle one is very interested. She's like, I'm coming to work with you one day. I want to do this. The youngest one's a bit like, oh, the unit again. But yeah, the middle one walks quite regularly from school because it's kind of the same distance to walk home as it is to walk there. So she'll just turn up sometimes, which is quite nice. Just sits down, eats the biscuits. They are very aware of what I do. Like, it was really cute a few weeks ago. They was doing sewing in school, and my youngest made a little flame. Like,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
stuff is made out of felt, and she'd made a flame. So yeah, they're very aware of what I do. Obviously, I do a lot with the youth work and the charity and the fire, but yeah, they get it all. Yeah, they're very involved. And at Christmas, I sent out biscuits made by the homeless, by another charity, to our customers and some suppliers. So I had my niece, my two daughters. One of them was making the cardboard boxes. One was putting one of each flavour biscuit in. The other one was shutting the box. And then I was sellotaping it, putting the label on, because I had a load to get out, obviously, before Christmas, don't you? So yeah, they're very involved and they're very aware. They're very used to mummy just working. I'm here at the same time. So
Yeah, which is important.
it is nice. Yeah. Sometimes you moan, you're a bit like, oh, I'm not getting anything done, just leave me alone. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, I am working in the office at home, so I'm here. If I was in an office somewhere else, I'm not. Yeah, it's nice both ways. I like being at home and I like being there. But yeah, they're at every event that we do. We got nominated for an award last year, and the girls wouldn't go to bed until they'd heard whether we'd won or not. And we didn't win. But yeah, they get it. They get it, and they get what it means to me as well. So it is nice. But yeah, the oldest not interested. She could not give a toss about what I do for a living. If I had a boyfriend, she showed more interest.
I was going to say, is that as long as she gets her allowance so she can go out and buy the clothes or makeup or whatever she wants?
Not even that. As long as I pick her up from her boyfriend's and drop her back off at home, she isn't bothered about anything in between, really. Her life is that. Although she's just bought a car, so
Oh,
I
has
have to
she?
do the taxi run soon. She can taxi run me around. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. See how that happens.
Has she passed the test yet?
No, so she turned 17 in November. All she'd wanted was to learn to drive. That was from August. She'd already got her provisional. It's all she wanted to do. And then she went shopping at the weekend with her dad and got a car. So she's very excited. She's a natural driver, so it won't take her long and she'll be passed. And I'm there saying, oh, I'll have a lift and you can do this for me, because I'm the one who has to go out at 10 o'clock every night to pick you up or drop your boyfriend off. I know for a fact I won't get hardly any lifts. It will still be a battle. Once the novelty's worn off, it will be a battle. And I say, come and pick me up. Can you take me there? No. Pay me.
Yeah. Is that another anxiety when she does start to drive?
Oh, God, yeah, it's a different level, isn't it, that?
You've said
Yeah.
she's natural
I mean,
driver,
she's very
whatever,
sensible. She is
Okay.
sensible, and she does look after things. So she isn't one who would do anything that would put her car at danger.
Okay.
Right now, it's the best thing she's ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is sensible. So I don't worry too much. And to be honest, we were talking about like the youth today are different. When I'd passed, my mum and dad never saw me.
Right.
I was wherever. Whereas people just don't do that anymore. They don't know. Are they more sensible than us or more boring than us? I'm not really sure which one it is, but she doesn't have the aspirations to go out and see friends. So she left school in
Okay.
June and she doesn't see many of her school friends. My three best friends from school are still my three best friends now, and we go on holiday together with our kids, and
Yeah.
I can't get rid of them. Whereas she's only been left school 6 months, and I bet they've seen each other once as a group. That we're actually quite close knit at school. It's just very different. Don't get me wrong, they FaceTime each other all the time. They know what each other's doing. They're still friends, but it's very different.
I think you've hit it exactly right there. They FaceTime each other. Everything's done virtually now with young people. They don't have physical face-to-face contact anymore.
Not as much, no way. Whereas I was on the park every night with my best friends, and
Yeah.
some of the best memories ever.
Of course.
Not that I wanted to go and sit on the park now. Like, it's very different. It's different now. I'm the mum.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, you saying the best memories ever brings me on to another question. So far in your life, other than becoming a parent and I'll assume getting married, what's been the absolute high point?
Personal life, in terms of achievement, a few years ago, I organised for a group of us to do 3 Peaks Challenge.
Wow.
We didn't do it in 24 hours. We did Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon in about 26 hours, I think it was. So we were quite a bit
You're
behind
close.
24
Yeah.
hours, but that
That's
was
good.
grueling. Oh, it was horrible. Now I look back and I was like, oh yeah, it's great, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was horrific.
That's a
But
pretty
that's
big
up there as
challenge.
one of my biggest challenges. Yeah. And I don't do stuff like that. I did no training, really. I went to a couple of walks around Derbyshire, but I wouldn't say I trained. But yeah, out of 8 of us that went, only 3 of us completed it, and I was the only female. So
Okay.
that was quite nice. And then we all got drunk on the last night, and
Naturally.
ironically, the fire alarm went off, and we all had to evacuate at about 5 a.m. I was livid, but my legs wouldn't move because I just climbed 3
'Cause of-
mountains. But yeah, I'd say that in terms of personal achievements, for me, the other big milestone was setting up Actifire and then going into working it, because it's not something I gave a lot of thought. I didn't go through my professional life thinking, oh, I want to start me a bit. The opportunity was just kind of there, and I met Kieran, and that just worked. So yeah, in terms of where we are now is also a massive achievement. Just
Totally.
be
It's not
working
as-
for myself and enjoying it and it going in the right direction. And don't get me wrong, there's stresses and there's bits that do make me worry a little bit. On the whole, it's enjoyable, and I don't feel like it detriments me in any way. I feel like I thrive on it. I do feel like it works for me and it makes me better, and I get the flexibility of being a mum and a business owner. And there are some times when being business owner has had to come over being mum. But then there's other times where being mum can go before being business. So yeah, it's an achievement for me. It is where we are now, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a big achievement. Not many people realise just how hard it is, do they?
No, I underestimated it massively.
Oh yeah, God, Jeff. Everybody does. You've got loads of money and all this time. You know, aren't you wonderful for yourself with all this money and all this time? So, yeah.
In Spain, and yeah.
And here you are, not earned minimum wage for a while, and they don't think of that, do they? They just see the lucky you
There is
part.
that.
So, no, credit to you, mate, and everyone else in a similar boat.
I think it is. It is a challenge owning a business, though, isn't it? And trying to be a parent. And that's exactly why we set this podcast up. We know that it's a different challenge to just work. I say just, I don't mean just, but a different challenge to being an employee where maybe the buck doesn't stop with you and being a parent, to owning a business where whether you have pay at the end of a month is entirely reliant on you. Whether your kids are eating, whether you're able to pay the mortgage, whether you're able to pay that, car finance or holiday payment, all stops with you. So
yeah, but your staff as well. You've got staff. Their rent relies on you. Sorry for jumping in. You carry on your point, but
no,
it's a lot.
It was more just with that in mind. I'm guessing there's been a couple of low points, though. A couple of points where you've gone, why am I doing this? Or has there? Have you had any of those?
I've only had one, and that was before Christmas, and it was probably only for Kieran that I carried on, because it's a lot of hours anyway, just to keep on top of everything, because there's only me that does everything in the background. So keeping on top of that, as well as renovating the office, which actually took a lot more time, a lot more money, a lot more resources than we expected, as these projects normally do. But the amount of hours it was taking, and at the same time, I was building a home office here. So we converted the garage into an office for me, because I was working on the dining table all the time, which was driving me insane. But both at the same time, they both needed painting, they both needed finishing so that I could work somewhere comfortable. But yeah, the unit, that last week, I painted all day on the Sunday, the week before Christmas, and I'd painted all day in the new office, the Actifire office. And then for the Monday morning, I'd promised this big report by 8:30 to this customer. So been there all day, got in, had a shower, had my tea, put the girls to bed. Then started the report, underestimated how long that was going to take. So at 2:32, I think it was, I press send on the report, alarm goes off at 6:45, up I get again, painting all day, customers all day. But I wasn't very well neither. I was full of a cold, I got no energy, I was really struggling to get out of bed. Not because I didn't love what I was doing, but I was running on empty, I think.
Yeah, it's relentless.
And obviously then there's kids' Christmas parties, there's all the presents to wrap, there's everything that goes with I hope we host Christmas dinner. So yeah, that last week before Christmas. But all I knew I was, again though, yeah, I was low and it got me down, but I knew I'd just got to get to that Friday. We'd set a little open day. So we'd said, everyone come from 1:00, come and join us for cakes and Prosecco. It's our opening day. All I got to do was get to that afternoon. And then I knew then it was family time. It was Christmas. I knew it wasn't going to go on forever. I knew there was an end. And we hit that target. We smashed it. People came that afternoon. It was lovely. And then, then I ended up not working again till between Christmas and New Year. So I actually broke up on the 20th of December because nobody wants the fire extinguishers doing.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, I was low then though. And if it, like I say, if it wasn't for, otherwise Kieran would have been there doing it all by himself. And that's not fair. We're in it together. So I think other than that, because my husband was a bit like, you need to slow down. I was like, I just need to get to Friday. I just need to get to Friday. And I did.
Yeah.
And then it was fine. And we had some lovely, Christmas Eve, just sitting in his Christmas pajamas, watching Christmas films. I could do that. So yes, I was low, but I knew it wouldn't be for long. So I knew I could do it, if that makes sense.
It does. Did you switch off totally for the Christmas break?
Yeah.
Not a thing. Phone off.
I did some bits. Bits just because, but there was nothing new coming in. So there's a lot of bits that you think, oh, I've been putting that off, or I should probably reconcile the bank and all that stuff that I don't class as the top job when there's customers to go back to and there's quotes to do. So I did a lot of the tidying and stuff in the background and planned a bit of my social media, but all stuff that I wanted to do to make my life easier in January, because there were times where girls were out at Panto with mother-in-law and things like that. So I have an afternoon to myself and tidy up but no, it was very much an off switch for a good week. So it was nice. But that week prior to that, I was struggling.
Yeah, we've all had it.
And at that point during that week, at any point, did it cross your mind, is this really worth it? Or were you just kind of, no, I'm getting to the end?
No, it was just, And it was worth it. But no, it never entered my head. And I knew it'd be worth it because we'd started the project and it was great. But it was tiring and it was a lot more than I expected. And not being well at the same time didn't really help. And all the Christmas parties, all the networking parties and everything else. And you have to turn up and you have to be smiley.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I wasn't particularly feeling it on the inside at a couple of the events. But no, it never entered my head that it weren't worth it.
Of you not feeling 100%, how much of that was exhaustion?
Probably a chunk of it.
A chunk of it?
Definitely. Yeah, because, I mean, I didn't work in the youth club in December because I knew December was already going to be manic. Because I don't work set hours. I just go wherever they need help, if you like. If they're short-staffed, I just move around on bank. So I'd already said I'm not doing anything in December because I knew it was going to be manic. I mean, the easy option would have just been, we're not going to move in on that day that we'd said. We'll move in the new year and not worry about it. But me and Kieran have both set ourselves that target. And to be fair, every other target we've ever set ourselves, we've hit. So we weren't going to not do that one. But an element of it was definite. I was burnt out. But I was, again, it's my birthday in December. So I went to Cardiff, went to the football, got drunk with my friends, my sister, had a night away. And I could have not stuck that in. But I do. I do like to work hard, play hard. So
but that was you letting
part
off
of it was
steam.
possibly my own doing.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, even if it's a little bit crazy, the fact that you scheduled that in and you said, no, that is my time to kind of reset, kick back. I would say relax. I don't mean relax in the sense of not doing anything, but relax in terms
let my hair
of
down.
Let your hair down. And I think I would suggest that's probably why you didn't think about jacking it in, because you'd got this goal, you'd set yourself a deadline and you'd got a target and you knew that you were almost there. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cardiff Pop World was my little pick me up that month.
Do you try and have a kind of pick me up every month? Do you schedule that in?
No, not purposely. I mean, like for example, Stags ended up at last minute away at Sheffield on Sunday, so I ended up in Sheffield on Sunday, and that one ended up as a bit. I've always been very sociable. I'm normally the one who organises them, so we're all going on holiday in April, and we've sorted that. And yeah, I've always been sociable. My friends, my social life, but my family are also my social life because I've got a big family.
Yeah.
So we get together regularly. We had a fake Christmas as well. So I went to Cardiff the first weekend in December, and then the second weekend we had a fake Christmas because my brother and my sister live in London, and I've got one sister who lives here. And so we all had a fake Christmas with our secret charity shop, Secret Santa. And that again was another manic weekend because when we're all together, it's just chaos. There's no relaxing whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that to me is my therapy. I wouldn't have it any other way. I always host Christmas dinner. I love the chaos of us all being together, whether that's from being from a big family. You don't ever get time to yourself being eldest of four. So yeah, I do love it.
Your mother hen as well.
A little bit, yeah.
Whether you're at work or at youth club or at charity or at whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, maybe there's a matriarchal hierarchy, but mother hen, I get the impression from you.
Yeah.
We all need to be looked
When
after.
do you
We don't
sleep?
Struggle on our own.
She
told you between 2:30 and 6.
Yeah. I'll go to bed 10:30 with my book, read for half an hour, and that's me zonked. I don't get up again until that alarm goes off at 7:15. I'm not a morning person though. I am more of a night person. I'm happier, more productive in an evening than I am in the morning. Don't talk to me for the first half an hour.
Is that until you got the coffee inside you?
Yeah. Coffee and I've woke up a little bit. Yeah, don't speak to me before that.
Yeah.
Well, polar opposite. I get up and can crack on, and I'm a right miserable bastard after about 3-4 o'clock time. So it's
no, I'm opposite. I prefer an evening. I could happily work till midnight, and I'd choose an hour in the morning.
Yeah, Ben, you're a miserable bastard all the time.
Well, you never talk to me till after 10 o'clock, do you? A little ray of sunshine till lunchtime.
So, Sarah, what does the next 5 years hold for you? You know, in your ideal world, your dream for both Actifire, for work and for kind of family, what's your goal?
The family one's easy. I just want everyone to be happy. I'd drill it into my girls all the time. You have to be in top set this. You don't have to be getting A's. You don't. It's not A's anymore, is it? I had it with my daughter who did GCSEs last year. I was like, really? Obviously, it does matter. It's important to try your best. But as long as you've tried your best, that's enough. And it's just being happy. I want to still be happily married. I want 3 happy children, happy in whatever paths they're choosing. And my other, like my extended family, my sisters, my brothers, as long as everyone's happy. Really, that is it. Pretty simple, really. I'm not into material things or anything like that. Business-wise, see, this is where Kieran will tell me off because he says I always aim too low. So whatever target we set, he'll then double it. And then we hit what he says because he says I go too safe. Again, I'd like to employ people successfully and for them to grow with the company and keep going that way and keep a strong team that stay with us for a while and keep looking after the customers that we've got. Whether that's, I'd like to sew up the Midlands, basically. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Sew up the Midlands.
Yeah, nobody with it. Everyone always thinks of Chubb. When you say fire safety, everyone about fire extinguishers. Everyone always thinks Chubb. In the Midlands, I want everyone to think Actifire.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
I think that's a really good goal. I think the market is certainly big enough. What's really interesting, and we come back to the mother hen thing, is I mentioned family and work. You've not talked anything about what you want to be able to, what your goal is for the next 5 years. Your immediate thing was other people. And even with work, yes, you said you want to start the Midlands, but it was about the people working and making sure that they're looked after and they're happy. What about your happiness?
if everyone around me is happy, I'm happy. Genuinely, I'm not even just saying that. Like, yeah, my happiness is to get promoted to championship and stay there for a few years. That kind of thing. Like, I'm pretty easy, please.
Let's be realistic, Sarah.
There's more chance of Actifire going up the Midlands.
There's more chance of Actifire. Our last guest was a Plymouth Argyle fan, wasn't he? So I don't know. Are you in the same league as Plymouth Argyle?
Yes, we've got them soon.
League One. Have you got them soon?
I think so. Without checking, yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting. Maybe we ought to bring both you and them on, and you can have a football discussion.
Yeah,
I enjoy a football chat. Football chat's fun when you're doing well, though.
Yes, hence I'll take it on to ice hockey. The Panthers just won the Continental Cup again, so that's like the Europa League. So that's pretty nice little local celebration.
And all of that goes over my head because I don't do football or team sports or that sort of thing. So,
no,
yeah,
I
just sit on the sidelines.
Yeah,
there's some really interesting stuff that you've spoken about, and it's made me think a lot. Certainly, having as Ben said, he's got 4-year-old daughters. I've got a 4-year-old daughter as well, and certainly thinking about the future, thinking about social media, thinking about why we go to work, why we run businesses.
I suppose that's the one, isn't it? You're trying to leave the next generation better off and something tangible, which in a job,
I do think it's positive for the girls to see.
Your role model is your ambition rubbing off a bit.
Got her own business, and they will remember me getting my own business. They will remember that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and how hard it was
for them to see that can only be positive. I can only be a positive role model if in their work life, like when mum did it.
Mum did it. I can do it. Mum did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So, just before we wrap up, then we ask this of every guest. If there's one piece of advice that you could give to a business owner that's also a parent, what would it be?
I mean, I want to say, don't feel guilty, because mum guilt, parent guilt is real. But I still feel that, so it feels a bit cheating to give that advice.
No, if that's what it is,
maybe
that's what it is.
I need to listen to my own advice, and I shouldn't feel guilty. Shouldn't feel guilty. I'm showing my children what hard work can do, and shouldn't get the mum guilt. I do sometimes. It's let me just do this, and then I'll come and listen to you. Let me just do this, and I'm coming. Oh, my phone's ringing now. I'll be back in a minute, and I shouldn't feel guilty because it is a positive role model. So so maybe it would be that. My other advice would be just do it, because if somebody hadn't have told me to do it, I would never have done it. So. And I've loved it. And even if it doesn't work, I'll just get another job. I'll
put it off till the time's right, and the time's never right.
Yeah. It was always like that. And actually, if I had not been pushed, and everybody kept saying to me, people only regret not doing it. Nobody ever regrets doing it, even if you fail, even if it doesn't work. And you're a bit like, but actually, now I've lived it. That advice in hindsight was correct. I think I would have regretted it more not giving it a go, but I did need that push.
Yeah. The scariest step is always the first step.
And you learn as you go. It's like everything else. Your daughter will pass a driving test and learn a hell of a lot more afterwards.
Yes.
It's a similar analogy, isn't it? You'll make the start and get going. You'll learn a hell of a lot as you go.
Yeah. And I think on that note, that's a great point to wrap up on. So, Sarah, last little bit, if people want to find out more about Actifire, about charity work, about everything else, where should they go? How can they contact you?
So you can visit www.actifire.co.uk. You can contact us from there, and that's got all our services on there. And the best place for Gardens of Giving would be on Facebook. That's updated regularly. And then you can come to the party bingo later on.
We'll come to party bingo. That sounded great. You'll get a corporate sponsor and some tents out, camp out.
And I was going to say, if they have the desire to get involved and sponsor, can they also still get in contact with you through the website?
Yes, yeah. Or website. Yeah, there's gardensgiving.com is our website. But yeah, all the contact me forms come to me. So whether it's for fire safety or planters or party bingo, you can get in touch with me, and always happy to meet new people and chat as well.
Brilliant. And we'll put those links
Excellent.
in the description. So if you're listening and you want to get involved, please do check the links and get in touch with Sarah. Sarah, thank you very much for joining us. It's been absolutely insightful.
And just to reiterate, Sarah's advice is if you are thinking of making a start in business, do it Nike and just do it.
Yes.
And the other thing, on the very serious matter of your day job, fire safety, and I actually learned this, so prevention is always better than the cure.
And cheaper.
Prevention is better than the cure. And with that, I'll say good night.
Thank you.
There we are. That was Sarah Armson. Enjoyed that conversation. I think something that comes to mind for me is how well she juggles the family life, the business she's doing, the charity work. I mean, Christ, that woman's got a lot on her plate. And she just takes it in a stride, as so many women do, as so many people do. Thinking of our own experience, me as a husband, I dare say, Sarah looks after the home, the husband, the kids, the business activities, the charity. I mean, this country wouldn't be in a deficit if everybody had Sarah's work ethic, would it? There wouldn't be so many hard luck stories out there, because there'd be somebody like Sarah helping people out, whether it's youth club or home or something completely different, some sort of charity work. An inspiring young lady.
She's definitely hardworking. Yeah, she's definitely hardworking. I still don't know where she finds time to sleep. I just don't. She seems to be absolutely non-stop. What I really took from it, though, and I'm really interested in, is positive social. I'm gonna go away and look those up, and I think they'll be really useful for a lot of parents, a lot of young people, and maybe we'll reach out to them and see if we can get them on the podcast and to have a chat a bit more about the work that they do. Because although I think we predominantly have guests coming on that are parents and business owners, actually, as we've said right from the start, we're about supporting parents and business owners. So I'm thinking we bring some people on that can support. I've got a few contacts, and let's have a chat. If you've got questions as a listener about anything to do with balancing parenting, business, struggles that you're facing, do get in touch, do email us, and we will see if we can get some people on to help. We might be able to give some bits of advice, but let's get some professionals on.
Well, we're happy to try.
Before we go, I'm going to introduce a new thing that we're going to bring out each week.
Another new thing. Go on.
Another new thing. And that's going to be our quote of the week. Our quote that helps us get through or make decisions. I heard the best quote the other day, and of all programs, it was on Dragon's Den. Now, I'm not usually a massive fan of Dragon's Den, but the new series started, so I watched it. And actually, Deborah Meaden came out with something that I've never, ever heard a dragon say before. She said, profit isn't just about money. It's about what you want to achieve with your business.
I'll stew on that one. I mean, certainly you can't drive forward if you don't have a margin at the end.
No, but I think what she's saying is, yes, you need to make money, but having a business isn't just about making money. If we were only in business for making money, or owning businesses for making money, then what are we going to do? Lose everything else? Lose family, lose friends? Actually, profit is about the bigger picture.
It certainly, and this harks back a little bit to our previous guest, John Lamerton. And basically, his whole point is making money is just the means to do what you want out of life. So it's slightly different to what Deborah said, but what you want to do with your future, whether it's in life or in business, does hold on making sure you're making money, doesn't it?
As John, I think, said, it's about making enough money to do what you want when you want. Part
of Sarah's viewpoint, selling point, if I can word it like that, if I've got it, if I've got the right angle, is if she makes money, she can help more people, can't she? No, that was good. Enjoyed this week's episode.
Yeah, I did. I did too. It was interesting. Interesting. With that, I'll do the usual advert. So please, if you've enjoyed the episode at least a bit, then don't forget to follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen. Do also feel free to get in touch with your stories or top tips about how you balance your parenting business, or ask any questions that you might have, or share any worries that you might have. You can either leave us a comment or drop us an email directly at podcast@parentingbusiness.com. Also, if you do like what you hear, please share the podcast with other parents and business owners and leave us a 5-star review to help us spread the support.
So just a reminder, the why question featured this week is answers on a postcard. Why don't I have hair?
And on that note, we will see you next Thursday.
Bid you adieu.